Welcome back to Campus Connect. I have here with me Director of Gospel Ensemble, Mario Radford. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
You know, I'm making it.
Good.
So, what was it like for you here as a student in Gospel Ensemble?
Well, a long time ago in the early 1900s. It was really good. The campus was like a family. Was more of a. I'm not saying it's not that now, but it was really the professors, the staff, faculty, everyone became your extended family as far as your other uncle, your other aunt, your other mom, all that type of stuff. So it was really a lot of great things that happened. For me on campus, my first introduction to excellence was here.
Oh,
that was
okay.
the very first, because now some of the people that I went to school with are now in Broadway. They're now in the Metropolitan Opera, dancing for different major companies. And I saw all of that on the campus, all of that on the talent shows and the things. This was the first place that I knew you could get booed for singing gospel.
Yeah.
This was how I knew that you had to be good.
Yep.
Like if you were on camp, if you sang at any talent show, that you didn't just get claps because you said Jesus. You didn't get claps until you were good. And that caused me to raise my stake of what I defined as excellence. That it was no longer you're so-and-so from this family or from this community and they just accept you because of who you are. You had to prove it. You had to earn it. So that was what campus life for me was. Like I had to earn whatever respect I later got.
So you were a part of concert choir as well. What was it like balancing the two different choirs?
It was difficult, but not difficult in the sense of musicality. It was difficult in the sense of learning to not try to change one or the other. Concert choir taught me a lot as far as the professional aspect. From presentation to decor to how you stand to how your diction, because all those things went hand in hand with your voice lessons and all of that. And then with gospel, a lot of times people don't equate excellence to gospel because they think gospel is the place that you just shout, sing, and fall out. But to be able to merge the two and not love one more than the other. So it was the best of both worlds because I grew up with gospel, but then I appreciated the background and the things that I was learning in gospel ensemble. So I couldn't blame my hoarseness or not having a voice on gospel ensemble at night when I had to go to concert choir in daytime. So I had to learn how to bring my emotions in and to make sure that I was balancing excellence and professionalism in both aspects.
So how did you stumble upon this great university?
I stumbled, a few things. One, in my mind, I was going to Morehouse. And it's very important that I say that in my mind I was.
Right.
My grades didn't say that. My mind told me that I was going there, but I didn't have the discipline that said that was going to happen. But Dr. Smith, Carl Smith, who is still over the concert choir, he came to my high school, which was a predominantly white high school. And he came and visited our choir. And he recruited me there on the spot, me and another guy who was in the choir. And when I graduated in my graduating class, I think there was only 5 of us blacks that graduated in that. So when I came to Kentucky State, it was almost culture shock because I was like, so many of us, you know. But he recruited me. That's how I came to Kentucky State. I was already familiar with it, but he recruited me. And it was the best choice that I made. I mean, my friends that I've had now for over 15 years have happened here on the campus. So it wasn't just school, it was a family that I was introduced to.
Okay, so how did you end up back here?
I ended up back again. Dr. Richard, who was over the gospel ensemble, he was over the gospel ensemble at that time as an advisor, a faculty advisor. He had mentioned to me a few times about, the possibility of coming back and helping because I was living in Mississippi. I lived in Mississippi for about almost 10 years. And I kept brushing it off. I said, when I did move back to Kentucky, I said, I'm not interested or whatever. And it wasn't that it was beneath me. It was just that I didn't see myself doing that. I didn't think that I was qualified to do that, basically. So we talked, I think maybe in April of 2014, I believe it was. And it was 2015, I'm sorry, 2015. And then in the summer, he passed away. And it wasn't long after he passed away that the university called me, and conversation started again with Dr. Smith once again, and of course the chairperson, Dr. Shelton, which were the original people that were responsible for me coming the first time I came as a student. So it's been different being back, because I keep looking for him. I'm like, where is he? So I kind of almost feel like I'm now, especially sitting in faculty meetings and stuff, I feel like I'm still the student in my mind. I'm just like, am I supposed to have this access, you know? But it's been a wonderful experience coming back to home, in a sense.
So what has been one of the bigger differences that you've noticed between Gospel Ensemble back in the day and currently?
Passion.
Passion?
Passion, 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 passion. We, gospel music is more than a song. It's more than a sound. It's more than a genre of music. It comes from passion. You can't sing gospel music and not believe what you sing. And that comes from because if you sing it and you don't believe it, then you are known as a hypocrite. Now, when I say, I'm not talking about sing it and you have to be perfect, but I'm saying the passion that comes from knowing that you're singing the answer to what you could be going through. And when we were in school, we didn't have the distractions of a lot of social media platforms. And I'm not saying that's the death of passion, but we didn't have a lot of distraction. We had issues and we had our things, but it wasn't that, you know, everybody was not scrolling or screenshotting and all that type of stuff. We had other type of things that were going on. So when we came there, some of us love gospel music so much, or gospel ensemble so much, that we thought we were going to get a degree in gospel ensemble. Which is where many of us were extended students, because we didn't want to balance our education with that. But there was such passion that people came from broken households, people came from all different types of places. But when we came together, there was such passion. And it was a class. Of course, you had people who weren't necessarily saved or anything like that as far as a relationship with Christ, but they loved gospel music. Now, I'm not saying there's a void of it, but it's not as much as it was. Now sometimes you can tell people it's just a checklist. It's kind of what I got to do. I got to be here. I want to pass. You know, I'm just checking this out and seeing what's going on. And when you have people that are void of passion sometimes, passion-filled life is contagious, as well as a passion-void life can be contagious to other people. So just trying to reinstill that sense of passion that used to be there.
Okay, so in a few words, how would you describe passion to you?
That is a great question. I would define passion as something that overtakes you. It is something that you breathe, sleep, eat. It is the thing that drives you when you have no check, no money, no job, no opportunity. It drives you. Passion creates an opportunity that doesn't even exist. Passion is the Peter Pan of the Neverland. It is the one. Passion says there will be bread and there is no bread. You make believe things, because passion dreams. You become it. It's like the battery for your drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice answer.
Long definition, but that's how I feel.
You know, nice answer. So when it comes to applying what you've learned in gospel ensemble in your everyday life, how has that come about for you, and how has it changed when it comes to now that you're a professor as opposed to a member?
Now, how have I applied the things in the class
that you've learned?
That I've learned? Well, it goes back to like when I was a student. The excellence, everything I do, I mean, from the community to this, everything has been based on the canvas of the excellence of which I was exposed to. I judge everything based on that. I mean, I look at award shows and I'm like, I mean, based on there have been such great people that have come through this university. So many people that have come through the platform and relationships with that raised the belief system for me that whether that be excellence or whether that be dreaming or business, entrepreneurship, or whatever, that it was possible because of the people that I saw. And so that equates in everything that I do now, whatever that is.
And so I would say, as a member of Gospel Ensemble, that going in, it totally changes like my day. It does. And I'm not necessarily always one of those kids who are, you know, hey, I have to be here, hey, I have to do this, or, you know, like has ton of church background. But for me, it's one of those things where it's like you come in, you get to do what you love, you get to enjoy what you do, and it makes a difference because you can feel the difference. Yeah, you can.
I just think that when you give everything you have, whatever that is, when you give everything you have to whatever it is you do, you feel a sense of connection to it. I mean, and I don't feel like there's nothing about God that I know to be average. Nothing I know. So I've not found that.
Right.
I mean, some people debate that, but I have not found anything mediocre or average. So when it comes to gospel music or gospel ensemble, I feel like give everything you have. You know, give it all.
Everything.
Give passion, and who knows what you giving all will do to a God who wants to give you all.
Exactly. So I want to thank you for joining us here on Campus Connect today. I've really enjoyed this. Got a few little words in there. So thank you for joining us today. We've had a great episode. I'm your host, Ileen Brown, and we will be back for another great episode next week. You're watching Campus Connect.